Hello and welcome once again to a Sharp Industries Autodesk Connect tutorial. As you remember, we are making a hamburger today. And today we will be making the part of the cheese on the hamburgers. And now as you can see, this is what the finished product will look like. And so now we're going to go to New, English, and Standard IPT like we discussed before. And you're just going to hit Create from there. Then, as always, you go and create a new 2D sketch in the XY plane. Alright, now rather than a circle, we'll make a rectangle. And we'll give the specific dimensions of 12 by 12 inches because, once again, this is a huge hamburger. That's a lot of cheese. Es mucho queso. As you can see, Sharp Industries is now going bilingual. Para Español. C. Miles, our Spanish foreign language expert. And as you can see from that rectangle, you can just kind of rotate it, and there you go. We have this finished sketch, and now you're just going to extrude it out 1 inch. And now you can go anywhere with the extrusion, it doesn't really matter. And okay, there we go. And from the orbit tool, or the home button, you can just kind of rotate it around and make sure it looks good. Usually this is more important with more defined parts other than just a rectangle. And one thing that I like to show you guys is in Inventor there's multiple ways to do things. So for this demonstration, we'll be showing you 2 ways to make the cheese. Now the first one is just hitting Create New 2D Sketch and clicking the side of the rectangle. From there you can just create a bunch of circles. And what this is going to do is we're going to extrude those in and create holes through that. This is probably my preferred way to do it, but honestly the whole tool is pretty easy to use too. I just like this better because, you know, you can get easier placement by drawing lines of construction. And from there we'll just hit Finish Sketch, and you'll go to the Extrude tool. And we'll extrude those in. There you go. And this is what you shouldn't do in Inventor, because you see from each sketch you can only make 1 extrusion. So if you make multiple circles, you can only extrude 1 in at a time. So we're going to have to create a new 2D sketch separately and create the circles differently from there. So we're just going to go back to our 2D sketch from the browser bar and delete those. Alright, and then we're going to create a new 2D sketch from there, and we're going to create the new circles. And we'll have to extrude each of those in separately, as you can see by my doing so here. Now remember, whenever you're extruding them, to change the direction so that it's extruding in. If you just extrude out, all it'll do is just make a bump on your cheese, and that's not what you want. We want holes. And one other thing that's important is whenever you're extruding in, as you can see here, make sure your measurements are right, because if you have a distance that won't go all the way through, you won't have the right measurement of hole. Alright, and from there, that's how you make holes one way. I'll show you the second way after we've individually colored it. And how you color it is you can use one of the default settings, but we didn't find any that we really like for cheese because they all make them look metallic if we choose a yellow setting, and that's not what we want. We want it to look like cheese. So from there, you're going to click that the color wheel with the blue triangle under it, and you'll get a nice little color wheel that pops up. And from there, what you're going to do is you're going to click whatever face you want to color, as you can see by my doing here. And then just kind of select a nice little orange color. It may take me a little bit to find one, hang on. Alright. Alright, just a little darker. Okay, that looks good. And then what we're going to do is click the same button. And if you click that, there you go. It'll give us the same color on all of them. And so then you can just either apply them individually by hitting the plus button, or you can hold Control like I'm doing now. And then you've got to make sure all of your sides are still the same color. So we have to rotate it around with the Orbit tool. And there we go, all sides of the cheese are now colored. In crisp, stunning 3D. Alright, and now from here I'm going to show you guys the second way to create your holes inside the cheese. And so what I'm going to do is just delete all these extrusions from the browser bar. You can hold Shift or Control to select them all, or you can delete them all individually. Either one works, it's all the same. I'm holding Control in this case. Then right click, delete, and just hit OK on that. If you don't want to, you can uncheck the box and your sketches will still be there, although you won't have any use for them in this case, but you never know. And from here, and the hole tool is very useful for a lot of things. Generally, if you're making actual mechanical parts, you will make it so that you can have actual screws that will fit in, and from there you can actually select the screws from Inventor. They have it all set up there. It'll do a lot of the stuff that you would need to. It'll be really manual for you. And from there we're going to select the diameter of 0.5, and that is a tiny hole, so we are going to make it 3 inches actually. And you can just click OK. You don't need to change any of the settings besides the hole diameter, which is right there next to that big picture. Then we're going to do that again with all of our other holes. The sizes here are just kind of random. Just as long as it looks good, it's fine. If you don't want to leave the dialog box, you can just click Apply. Or you can just keep reselecting the whole tool, and there we go. We have a finished piece of cheese. Thanks for watching.